Hey, man, say, man. Yes, definitely. Stop that cap. Errol Spence Jr., he hints at a return to the boxing game. Let your boy Ego take you through it. Stop playing with me. You know I'm the best in the business, and it's not even close. Subscribe to all my channels. Follow me on social media. This is my Instagram. You see the blue check mark. Bro, I blue checks way before Instagram. Bars. Boxer Ego 1. Follow me. Link in the description. Okay, Errol Spence. He took to his social media, and he posted this. And it's a shark emoji, so you know what that is. And I blew up the picture for you guys because I see the difference. There's a lot of low quality content in the world of boxing, in this content creation space. You got people who copy Boxing Ego, you know, the imposters, often imitated but never duplicated. You got people who talk nonsense. And then you also got people who talk, but they never show you anything. Leave it to my channel to show you. I don't just talk about it. Yes, I give you my opinion, but I also show you what we're talking about. It's not just words, empty words at that. You know, a lot of people want to do the content stuff, stuttering, stammering through, and a lot of them don't show you. So leave it to your boy Ego. Errol Spence posted this on social media. I enlarged it for you. It's really a shark. It looked like a scuba diver in the back. And a fishy, you know what I mean, a fish. And it literally just says almost. Almost. And he got the little smirkish, the little smirky face. You know what I mean? So we know what that means. Errol Spence Jr. is coming back. And I posted this caption. Errol Spence hints at that ring return is real with a cryptic post that says almost. So let's go. Someone said, man, we lost one fight. And y'all talking about retire. Y'all some casuals. Man, facts. Listen, y'all hating on my boy Errol Spence real crazy. And it's sad because, you know, boxing, UFC fans don't really do this. They don't do all this where you lose one fight. A lot of them UFC fighters, they got 12 and 15 losses, all types of stuff. And then the fans still get behind them and still back them to beat certain matchups. You have Errol Spence who lost to one fighter who everyone says is a Hall of Famer. In Terrence Crawford, it says he's pound for pound #1, and then people are acting like it's over for the man. So I can't count a guy like Errol Spence out. He has the mindset. He also has the skills, and you learn from your experiences. Imagine if whatever your worst moment was, like whatever career worst moment you've had, imagine if people just automatically counted you out and said it's over for you, right? You got fired from a job or a girl broke up with you, because I got to use real life scenarios, because a lot of these fighters, this is a hard profession to be in. Boxing is a grueling sport. That's a hard way to make your coin. So the reality is many people aren't going to do that. Many people aren't going to take the risk and risk their life in order to appease fans and legacy and be competitive in hand-to-hand combat. So a lot of people need to pump their brakes with some of the criticism. I'm not saying you can't criticize any fighter or their, you know, gods, but at the same time, show some respect and keep it cool. Humanize the fan, because at the end of the day, they're doing stuff that a lot of us aren't going to do, you know? And again, imagine if it was you. What would you do if you was me against all odds? Imagine your breakup, your job loss, your eviction, or whatever, your credit score went down, whatever bad things have happened to you guys, you got sick, you know, bereavement, whatever. And then people were with the fine-tooth comb looking at your life and saying, oh, you ain't never going to bounce back. It's over for you, stuff like that. So these boxers definitely face a lot of pressure. Me, I'm still rocking with Errol Spence. Now, the WBC, they have their rankings. Errol Spence, a lot of people are complaining about this. They're like, oh, he's coming off a loss to Terrence Crawford, right? So how is he #1 rated at 154 with no fights at 154? Listen, a lot of, like I said, low quality content in the world of boxing because people are disingenuous. And out of all the things in boxing, this is what people are choosing to be mad at. A great fighter with one loss to another great fighter who people say is pound for pound, and then they're mad because the WBC ranked him number one. Like, we got bad premature stoppages. We got horrific scorecards like Richardson Hitchens. He clearly won every round after round 4 versus Liam Paro, and somehow, some way, the judges seen it for Liam Paro wide. You know what I mean? So with all of these things and all the BS that you see in boxing, this is what you choose to get mad at, some of you guys. It's ridiculous. Errol Spence, terrific fighter. I've covered many of his fights. He's a cool dude. I've spoken with him, and he's a family man and a warrior. End of, right? You got sanctioning bodies saying they want Jake Paul versus Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. And then, again, people ain't complaining about that. They're not mad at that. They're like, okay, that's cool. You got sanctioning bodies. They'll make belts for Jake Paul, Mike Tyson. He's 60 years old. Or YouTube fights. Or like random exhibition fights. You have sanctioning bodies doing this. You have people failing drug tests. And then the commissions, the powers that be, and the sanctioning bodies are still approving the fight. Remember Oscar Valdez with the phentermine? And people have the audacity to be mad at Errol Spence Jr. But again, they don't call it even Steven. So I'm happy he's rated number 1. And what this means is I believe PBC is putting together a Sebastian Fundora fight because he's the WBC world champion. Crawford had an opportunity to fight Fundora. The fight got ordered, and it was Crawford who decided he was going to allow for a voluntary defense of whoever, and step aside, and I guess with the intentions of fighting the winner. So Crawford, all the people complaining about Errol being rated number 1, if Crawford actually fought Fundora, who's 21-1, right, then we wouldn't even be talking about Errol Spence potentially getting the fight and being ranked number 1. None of that would really matter at this point. So it is what it is. Shout out to EJ for coming back. Make sure you guys follow me. I mean, that's corny. Why? Like people putting gifs of Terrence Crawford. Okay. Like the funny thing is Errol Spence, I think if he fights Fundora, I don't know where they're going to put it, but if they put it in Texas, people still coming out. So you guys can hate all you want and say, oh, you lost, he, and he, and all that type of stuff. But Errol Spence is still lit, and I still believe he'll be able to draw a crowd. Now, it's not smooth sailing. He took a bad loss to Terrence Crawford, so it will be interesting to see how he looks. Sebastian Fundora is extremely tall. He's just like real lanky, and he's an inside fighter. So coming off a long layoff, which Errol Spence is, it will be interesting. Plus, you got other good fights, like Madrimov is fighting Virgil Ortiz. Possibly the winner could fight. Now, I made a video about this. I will continue to talk about this. Some people are like, oh, why are you talking about this? Get off my... Don't worry about what I talk about. If you don't like it, don't click on the video. Shout out to EJ. I'll address the Remy and Clarissa Shields stuff some more. But until then, let me know what you guys think. It's looking like EJ versus Fundora, and I can't wait. I think it's a great fight. I don't know what Crawford is doing. I think he's just sitting back hoping Turkey or whoever can get him a Canelo fight. So the show must go on. Deuces.